Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. Today we're going to talk about permanent hot tubs for outside, and we'd like to thank Jebby for giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. And we're going to be having a 5-day promotion for our 4th home improvement book, October 30th to Friday, November 3rd. You can download the book anytime for free, and it's called Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, Book 4, on Amazon.
The best one yet.
Cindy's name is first.
Please give us a 5-star rating and review.
The ancient Greeks built hot tubs around 1500 BC in areas that had hot springs, and the Romans built a bathhouse in the town of Bath in England around 60 AD to take advantage of the natural hot springs, and they built spas in towns with natural springs as they traveled. And there's a town in Belgium called Spa, and Pliny the Elder wrote about it, and Bill Clinton was the first president to have a hot tub in the White House.
Nice.
And it was a Watkins hot tub. If you're planning on purchasing a permanent hot tub for the outside, you should check with your local village first and check out the requirements.
Why?
Some areas require permits for installation and the electrical connection, and you may need approval for the location of your hot tub, and
Really?
some towns actually want to inspect it before you use it the first time. For smaller hot tubs, you might have a 120 volt, 15 or 20 amp power cord, but you're going to need a dedicated outlet that's GFCI protected. And some communities are requiring a locking outlet cover when you plug in a hot tub. If you have a 240 volt direct connection, most communities require you use an electrician, so it's installed to the local codes. It needs to be GFCI dedicated, and some towns want a manual disconnect device on it. Some areas are going to require a locking cover over the top of the hot tub, or a fence with a self-closing and locking gate, or both. And many of these fence codes are very specific in the requirements. Some villages are going to require an alarm on the gate. And underground wiring isn't allowed under the hot tub or within 5 feet of the tub in most areas. And you really have to plan for access to this. If you're going to be doing any type of maintenance, you need room to get in and out of the hot tub, room to fill it, and room to drain it regularly. And you have to replace the water about every 90 days on most hot tubs, depending on how often you use it. Yeah. Most manufacturers of permanent hot tubs are going to have
Why do
required...
you keep saying permanent? Are there unpermanent?
Yes. In fact, I'm planning on an episode of unpermanent hot tubs.
So, like what, they're inflatable?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like a pool. You can have a hot tub or a spa that you just inflate and deflate. But what's interesting about these permanent hot tubs is some are required to have, or some recommend, a concrete pad 3 inches thick or 4 inches thick for the warranty to be valid. So you need to prepare before you purchase your hot tub.
Right, this isn't a whim.
Right. And if you're putting a hot tub on a deck, it has to be rated to carry the weight of the tub, the water, and the users, because hot tubs can have 200 to 400 gallons of water in it.
Wow.
A dry tub can be 300 to 700 pounds, and a full tub with people in it, 4,000 to 6,000 pounds.
Wow, that's a big difference.
So, so you definitely want to be checking the weight ratings of your deck before you get carried away and go buy one. Hot tubs come round, square, or rectangular, and one shape may fit your location better than another. And when you start looking at the hot tubs, one of the most important features for comfort are the seats and the amount of seats. And hot tubs are designed for the average height. So the CDC says the average man in the U.S. is 5'9", the average woman 5'4", and anthropologists...
Why do you sound excited about this?
Because I'm 5'10". I just feel good about myself. So anthropologists from Northwestern University say there's been very little change in the last generation in height, and they say that this could be our maximum height. Most circular tubs are going to have an upright seating position, and if you're very tall or short, it can be uncomfortable trying to stay under or above the water. So you want to look for tubs with a variety of seating options and heights that are going to fit the primary users the best. Square and rectangular tubs will have molded seats that are contoured for comfort, but they're going to fit everyone a little different, and the placement of the jets are going to vary. Lounge seats allow you to lay back in the water and will have jets all along your body for a very relaxing or therapeutic massage. But a lounge seat is going to take up the space of 2 regular seats.
Right.
You can get therapy seats, and these are going to have more jets, usually at the neck, the back, and the shoulders, or they could have jets that move up and down behind your back. Then there's also cool-down seats. So these sit up higher so you can get your upper body out of the water. They can also be used for kids and then for getting in and out of the tub. One thing a lot of the pros recommended was doing a wet test.
What's that?
Before you purchase a hot tub. So you go to a hot tub dealer and you get into a running hot tub to see how it fits your body the best.
We didn't do that.
No. Although we went to a couple hot tub dealers, and it's fascinating, all the variety and the different seating and the jets. But the key thing in jumping in is how do you feel? How does it hit your body? How do the jet placements hit your body?
Right.
What type of pressure do you like out of the jets? Because there is a wide variety of jets. So you
And they're pretty expensive, too. I was kind of
Yes,
shocked.
some of the bigger ones, yeah. So doing a wet test, you can actually compare the feel of pump size compared to the overall amount of jets, how that affects the pressure. And a couple of the pros were saying make sure that you're testing the jets in every seat and at all the different settings and adjustments. A couple of the complaints I saw on a hot tub forum I was looking at were seats that were too close together, especially when they got their hot tub for the first time. A lot of these people said, yeah, it was weird. We had guests over, and man, they were on top of each other. They just were uncomfortable. And also the footwell size.
Yeah.
So this is where your feet go in the middle. And if you're sharing the small footwell with a group, some people were just very uncomfortable and wish they would have gone bigger with the footwell.
So we went to a store, and they had probably, 20 hot tubs on
Yeah, a lot.
display?
Yeah.
But only a handful of them, maybe 2, 4, were filled.
Yeah, they probably had 4 that were filled running. You
Right.
could check them out.
But what if I'm not interested in those?
So you ask them to fill it.
Yeah, the ones that aren't filled?
Right. Well, a lot of the pros were saying, it's important that you get in, you test it, because it can be a pretty big investment. Some of these were over $10,000.
Right, I know.
And I'm sure if I were a salesman, it's a $10,000 sale.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd be, why don't you come back in the weekend, it'll be full and up to temp. It's funny, another thing people were talking about is how easy is it to move from seat to seat? Because if you have different seating with different types of jets, which they really recommend, how easy is it to get up?
Can't you just float?
Yeah, like with those lounge seats, it's weird. I would think you'd be so relaxed. It's over 100 degrees. I'd be scared I'd drown. Shouldn't you be wearing like a life jacket?
Floaties?
Right, exactly. The jets come in a wide range of sizes and performance, and you can have large, medium, small, and mini. There's fixed position jets, rotary jets for therapeutic massage, pulsating, vibrating, swirling. There's multi-massage, so this has multiple openings in one jet. There's pressure point jets. They have very intense water flow. And then they have jets with air bubbles for very relaxing motion, and volcano jets. So these are at the bottom of the hot tub for massaging your feet. Hot tubs with interchangeable jets are going to allow you to mix up the massaging action of your jets, and you want to look for models that are rated as easy to replace and even try them in the showroom if you have one close. Some hot tubs require a diverter valve to change the water flow from one area to another, and then in some models they use either larger horsepower pumps or additional pumps and different plumbing designs to adjust the jet power. And just because a hot tub has a high jet count, that's not necessarily the main thing you should be looking for. It could have overall lower massaging pressure if there's too many jets. So some of the highest rated tubs I was looking at, it seemed like they had a good blend of types of jets, a moderate amount of jets, and then different groups at different seats. So you had variety. Some of the top rated tubs also had the bigger sized jets for overall relaxing massaging. But if you have a specific area of the body, or if you have a health condition, what you want to really do is match up the type of jet and the location in the seat that you're focusing on.
Okay.
So you can get jets for your hamstrings, your calves, your feet, your neck, your shoulders, upper back, or lower back. And some health plans will actually contribute to the purchase of a hot tub for hydrotherapy if you have arthritis. The pump or pumps are used to power the jets and circulate the water through the filter and the heater. Some tubs are going to have 2-speed pumps using the high speed for the jets and the lower speed for the filters, and these tend to be more energy efficient. There's also variable speed pumps which create less heat, vibration. Most of these are rated with longer lives. Some tubs use a single-speed pump for the jets and a smaller single-speed pump to circulate the water for the filter and the heater. 1 or 2 pumps for a hot tub is pretty common, and you have additional pumps on larger models.
What are you comparing then in pumps?
So you want to match the jets and how many gallons per minute they need to the horsepower on your motor. So look at the jets, look at the ratings of flow rate, or GPM. Large jets could be 15 to 20 GPMs, medium 7 to 10, small jets maybe around 5. And then if you plan on changing jets in the future, you need to match the overall gallons per minute to your pump size. And one thing you have to realize too is the plumbing size. So there's different size plumbing in these hot tubs, and that's going to determine the maximum amount of GPM.
You can change jets?
Yes, yeah. So in the future you can have, a different type of massage and have more variety.
I didn't know that.
And with bigger pumps, it's not necessarily going to give you better hydrotherapy pressure. What you're looking for is a higher GPM jet, and that's designed for high pressure massage. So you want to check the ratings of the jet pressure, the GPM, so the gallons per minute, when you're comparing your models, and the amount of pumps to make sure they match, or they're going to have the pressure you're looking for. So I compared 3 different hot tubs. They all had around 30 jets. One tub had 31 jets, 2 pumps, 3 horsepower for each pump. Another tub had 30 jets, only 1 pump, and that pump only had 2.5 horsepower. And then one hot tub had 31 jets, 1 pump at 4 horsepower. So
So what does that mean?
So you're really analyzing what are you trying to get out of your hot tub. For example, the one only has 1 pump at 2.5, so these are more relaxing jets. You don't need a lot of gallons per minute going through this.
Okay.
The other one with 2 pumps, 3 horsepower each, you've probably got hydro massage.
Oh, okay.
So you're looking for hydrotherapy. So you really need to match the jets, the gallons per minute, and then you're looking at other things when you're comparing. Are the pumps 1 speed or 2 speed? What do you want to get out of your hot tub?
What else are you looking for when you're buying a hot tub?
So you're thinking about the filter. A cartridge-style filter is the most common and easy to replace. And I would also check the location and how easy is it to replace. Most filters are going to have to be replaced at least once a year. They're catching bacteria and other contaminants. It's helping keep air out of the pump. And then there's also different types of filter systems. You can have diatomaceous earth or sand, kind of like a pool, but they're a lot more work. So I like these cartridge-style. And you're also going to need to sanitize the water like a pool. So the most basic way is to use chlorine or bromine and other chemicals to keep the water clean. And then you're using a test kit, usually around once a week or more often. You can get an ozonator that produces ozone in the water to help break down contaminants in the water. You're still going to need to use chemicals like chlorine, but you're going to use less, and in some hot tubs, less often. So ozonators split oxygen molecules apart so they become single oxygen atoms, and then they reattach to O2 molecules to make O3, and O3 attaches to organic compounds to keep your hot tub cleaner. So ozone is helping break down soap, deodorants, lotions, makeup, and bacteria in your hot tub.
Wow, and you're really excited about this, aren't you?
You can also get antimicrobial filters to inhibit bacteria growth, or they have devices that have silver, copper, or zinc. And this is adding small amounts of the metal into the water to help get rid of mold, bacteria, and viruses. So it just helps keep your water clean. Some of these are going to have to be replaced every few months, depending on the style.
Okay.
Salt system hot tubs use a small amount of salt in the water and a chlorine generator to sanitize the water. And most people find that the chlorine generated with a saltwater system is easier on their eyes and skin. And with a salt system, you're still checking the water chemistry regularly, and you may have to add small amounts of chemicals. Most hot tubs are going to have heaters that run on electricity and automatically shut off when the water reaches 104 degrees Fahrenheit, but you can get natural gas or propane heaters, and they're going to have an electronic ignition system that plugs into a 120-volt outlet. The main body of the tub or shell that holds the water is usually made out of acrylic, so very durable, but there are hot tub shells made out of fiberglass, plastic, composites, even wood. And acrylic with layers like fiberglass backings and vapor barriers usually add strength to it. And there's a wide range of warranties on the shell, so I would compare the structural leak, the warranty for defects, blistering, cracking, and delamination. And I've seen it from a year to 20 years.
That's a big difference.
And it's probably a good indicator of the quality. Compare the frame construction and material, whether it's wood or metal, and the warranties. The cabinet or the siding under the shell can be wood or synthetic. You're going to have much more maintenance with wood. You're going to have to stain it and seal it. The synthetics are going to have the look of wood, but much less maintenance. And check the warranties. Some have very good, very long warranties. You can have insulating panels behind the cabinetry sections or insulated panels. And if you're in an area with cold winters, you definitely want a well-insulated hot tub.
Right.
There's a couple of schools of thought on the insulation. Many of the hot tub companies are using full foam insulation, so the whole area under the shell and inside the cabinet is filled with an expanding foam. And many companies are using that insulating foam to help support the shell.
Okay.
But if you have a problem with any of the component parts, it can be difficult to get to the parts. And depending on the design, a lot of the pros are saying you're getting no benefit from the heat that's being generated from the pump to help heat your water.
What do you mean?
So as the pump is working, it creates this heat, and if you have less insulation right under the shell, you're actually allowing that to absorb up into the water.
Oh.
So some pros are recommending little or less insulation on the shell, a stronger shell, and this is allowing that pump to help heat the water, and then have a fully insulated and airtight walls and even a bottom. So you're trapping all this heat inside the cabinet itself. The walls and the bottom are insulated, and all that heat generated is going up. And some of them claim that it's actually going to save you energy costs. And that style without the full foam insulation, and it has the sealed cabinet and the sealed bottom, if the pump or the heaters fail or the electricity goes out, that water is actually going to radiate heat back into the cabinet to protect the plumbing and the parts. And then it's going to stay warm enough till the water gets below freezing.
Right.
But this adds a layer of protection in cold climates, some of the pros said. So I would look at the way the cabinet and the shell are insulated. How easy would it be to replace the parts in the future yourself, especially if you're not by a dealer or if you don't have a dealer close to your home and you plan on doing your own repairs. How easy is it going to be to work on this? But both styles get high ratings from users. The cover is one of the biggest insulators for your tub's water, and you want a well-insulated, good-fitting cover. I would try the cover out at the store, see how easy they are to remove. Locking covers are required in some areas, and it's going to help prevent kids from getting into the tub unsupervised. It's also going to help keep out debris and keep your water and your filter cleaner. If you're in a cold climate, I would compare the R value of the cover.
Okay.
Some features you can get in a hot tub: you can get a waterfall, which gives a relaxing sound and motion. Decorative LED lighting, so you can have just one color or different colors, or you can have colors that slowly change over time. And color therapy has been around since ancient times. I saw an article that was published in 1902 by the New York Times, and the article was called "Use Color to Cure Insane." And they did a study at Ward's Island, and they used these different rooms. So they had one room painted black, white, red, blue. They had a green room. They painted the walls, the ceilings, all the furniture the same color to study the reactions of how color affected people.
Yeah.
And they said the black room didn't help anybody. You can get hot tubs with built-in speakers. Some have Bluetooth audio systems. You can get Wi-Fi modules, so you can turn up and down the temperature from any smart device, or you can monitor it at a distance, see what your temperature is, check on the filters.
Fancy.
And one suggestion I saw from a couple of the hot tub forums was compare how easy it is to control your system while you're in the tub. You don't want to have to get up and out to adjust the jets or the temperature once you get comfortable.
So when you're doing the wet test?
Right, yes. Check the controls. Buying from a local dealer with a good service department is another consideration for installation and service, especially if you need repairs. One warranty I read said no charge for parts or labor, but you may be responsible for travel expense if the unit needs to come back to the facility for repairs. So you're going to be charged for paying for the removal, the transportation back and forth, and the reinstallation if you don't have a local dealer.
Wow.
So it can really be a big savings in time and money if you've got somebody local, rather than you might save a few dollars on maybe an online hot tub.
Right.
You could get a discount, but what happens when you need repairs? Some top-rated hot tubs: Bullfrog, Coast, Hot Springs, Marquis. It's Marquis. Cal. It's just Cal. And then there's Caldera. It's Caldera. Master Spa, Sundance, Thermo Spa, Jacuzzi, Jaccuzzi, and Watkins.
Do you have anything else to add?
I would say do a wet test if you can. Compare the seats and jets for comfort, and know the jet style that fits what you want to get out of the hot tub. So either relaxation or therapy. Compare the warranties on all the parts, the shell, the structure, the plumbing, the equipment, the cabinet, and then what is the detail for the labor. And then one thing that I saw in a couple of these hot tub forums, if you're looking to be more popular, get a hot tub.
Let's wrap this up.
So download our book, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, Book 4, October 30th to Friday, November 3rd on Amazon. And you can download that to any smart device. You can subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, the Spotify mobile app, the Google Play Music app, iHeartRadio, and CastBox.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.